Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy Mayhew, and if you've not been here before, I write contemporary romances set here in the UK and YA fantasy fiction based around myths and legends. I'm currently working on the third and final book of my Viking saga trilogy, which is called Rivers of Blood and Fire. And just a little update, things have been going really well. Really pleased with my progress this month. I will be doing another behind the writing desk update for you really soon, probably this month, in the next couple of weeks, just to fill you in on how progress is going. So keep your eye out for that one. But anyway, today is not about writing, today is about reading. It is about what I read in February and what I will be reading in March. So let's just kick right off with what I've been reading in February. One of the first books I read in February was A Brave Start by Andrea J. Siverson. I really enjoyed this book. It was a romance book. It was about a woman who was not happy with her life in America. I won't go too much into it because I have done an indie author book club review on it where I talk about it in depth. So I will leave that up here in the cards. So if you want to go and check that out, you can do so. But it's about a woman in America who's living a life that she's not quite satisfied with. And she's given the opportunity to come over to London, which has always been a dream. She settles into her new life and goes on a bit of a journey herself and finds love along the way, which is always a good thing in my book. I do love a romance, so I highly recommend that book. Another book that I read this month was an audio book called The Mysterious Affair of Judith Potts by Robert Thorogood. If you know the series Death in Paradise on TV, he's the creator and the writer of that. So I knew when I started this series last year, well, a few years ago, this was going to be a good one. And this instalment did not disappoint at all. Straight away, prologue opens with Judith, one of our main characters, kind of opening a door to someone from her past. And she's got, we find out a little bit more throughout the other books in the series. We've had some hints about her past and she's kept it very close to her chest. But in this one, you find out much more about it. So that's kind of like a backdrop to the main story, which is the murder. I love this book because it just, especially towards the end, it just really cements the three women's friendship in this book. And the ending is just, it's just fabulous. I love it. Another book that I read this month was The Exiled Queen, which is the second book in the Seven Realms series by, I've got the author written down here, by Cinda Williams Chimer or Keimer. I don't quite know how to say her name. I love this book. It picked up straight after where book one left off. I can't say too much about it just because I don't want to give away any spoilers. And as I say, it follows straight on from book one. But where book one had like a really slow middle, I didn't find that with this book at all. I really enjoyed it. There were lots of aspects of this book that I liked. We go on a journey with some of the characters where they are learning. Some are learning to become warriors, some are learning to become wizards or jinx flingers, as they're called in the book. And and there's a political backdrop going on between all the clans and all the different factions and worlds and things, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much I ordered book 3 and 4 straight away, and it's because that series has become one of my most anticipated reads for this year that I will talk about next week, so keep an eye out for that. One thing I would say about this series is that I really need a map in the front of the book because there are so many place names to try to remember, and I have absolutely no idea where they are in relation to each other. I find it really difficult to follow where people are going and like where places are when they're mentioned. But that is a small gripe, to be fair, because it doesn't really affect my enjoyment of the series. But it's just something that I found that I think would make it a lot easier to follow if there was a map. And the last book that I read in February was The First Unicorn Rider by A.F. Steadman. This is a prequel to the Skander series, and if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will know that I am obsessed with the Skander series. I love it. It's become one of my all-time favourite series. I love the characters. I love everything about it. I love the magic. I love the world. I did enjoy this book, but I will say I missed Skander and the rest of his quartet. It was really good. It basically tells the story of George Penhaligon, who becomes the first rider. He is a fisherman living in Cornwall, and he's living a life that he's not happy with. He wants more adventure. He's not satisfied with knowing he's going to be a fisherman for the rest of his days. So on his 13th birthday, he decides he's going to take the fishing boat out, and he gets into trouble and he gets shipwrecked on the island, which is where he meets the unicorn. But it's a unicorn with a difference. I'm not going to say too much because if you've not read the series, you don't know the background of the story. And if you have read the series but not read this book, I don't want to spoil anything. But it's really good. The first 100 or so pages is just him and the unicorn, and in places that did feel a bit slow. But when Rose comes along, it really picks up. And yeah, there's lots of adventure in this story. And the theme of friendship and understanding is really it's really prevalent to the whole of the Scanda series, and it was really important to this series as well. And it was just lovely. It's just a really nice book. So if you do have young readers in your life, I highly recommend the Scanda series, and I highly recommend the first Unicorn Rider. You can start with this book, or you don't have to. You can start with the Scanda series. It doesn't matter. I recommend the Scanda series to anyone who has young readers, or if you're even interested in YA books yourself. Let's move on to the month of March. So 3 books this month. 3 books because one of the books is a Mammoth book. I was originally just going to read 2. One was an audiobook, one was the Mammoth book. But I've recently acquired an ARC, which I'm really excited to read. So I am reading that at the moment. The audiobook that I'm going to be reading this month is Death at a Dog Show, which is the 3rd book in the Charity Shop Detective series by Peter Boland. It's read by Zara Ram. I love the audiobook series. I love Zara Ram's narration. She's brilliant. I love the story. I love the characters. The mysteries in these stories just keep you guessing. It's a bit like, if you like the Marlowe Murder Club, if you like Midsummer Murders, you're going to love this series as well. So I'm really excited to start it. In all honesty, I have started it. I'm a few chapters in now. And yeah, it's not disappointing so far. So I'm really, really excited to see where this mystery takes me. The Mammoth book I've been talking about is the 4th book in the Bound and the Broken series by Ryan Cahill. It is called Of Empires and Dust. I started this series last year and went down a massive rabbit hole with it. I read the 1st, 2nd and 3rd book. I read all the short stories, all the novellas that came with it. And then I got towards the end of the year and I was looking at starting Of Empires and Dust, but it was like 1,400 pages and I just thought I needed a break. So I've had a bit of a break and now I'm ready to jump back into this world again. I had started it and I'm really enjoying it, but I got offered the chance to be an ARC for Emma Bennett, who has a channel here on YouTube, and she has a book coming out on the 10th of March this year called A New Start at Happily Ever After Bookshop. And it's the first in the Castle Cove series. So I'm really excited to immerse myself in a bit of romance again. I've started reading it and I am really enjoying it. I will do a more in-depth review once I've read it. I can't really say too much about it at the moment because obviously it's not been released. There will be an Indie Author Book Club review coming on this book, so keep an eye out for that within the next couple of weeks. So that's it for this week. What are you reading? Let me know in the comments. Are you reading a new series? Are you carrying on with an old series that you've been reading for a while? Are you trying a new genre? Let me know. Don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. So I will see you in the next video next week. Until then, have a great week and I'll see you later. Bye.